Hi guys, I'm just setting up. I had to do this on my phone because it was really complicated doing it on the computer with my camera, so I figured that doing it with my phone was easier. So I also have uh iPad so I can read the comments as people talk. So I'm just gonna wait well, it's 1 p.m. right now, so I'm just gonna wait one more minute to see if anyone else is going to join. It's really confusing looking at this with the lag on my iPad. So, I'm Jenny Garcia. I've been doing December Daily for 6 years, and I just wanted to flip through my albums to see what ideas I want to repeat, what things I want to avoid, what things I've done that I might try to do again this year. So I haven't looked at these albums since, especially these three older ones, since I made them maybe last year. I always look at the past year album to get an idea of what I did. But and this morning my daughter was flipping through a few of them, but I tried not to look because I wanted to have a fresh perspective. But I started on December 13th, and this was 6 years ago. So my little one was just a baby. So the supplies are going to be pretty outdated, and I really can't wait to see what I did. I have, I should have fixed this a little bit better, but that's fine. It's just ribbon and a little bell, and I made that ribbon, and I don't even remember where these items came from. I know that this is an epoxy sticker that I made with Epiphany Crafts with the tool. And my oldest, who was then 4, made this at home, so I put it in there. I think this was my intro page. And I still have a few of these reindeers. I have like 2. I really like them. And I didn't have my fuse tool, so I had to use my sewing machine to make this shaker pocket. And since it doesn't seal the pocket as well as a fuse tool, it has like a little air that other fuse my god, pockets don't have. So this year I also was doing 30 days of lists. Let's see if I can angle the camera a little bit more. Okay. Okay. So I was doing the 30 days of lists, and I like that idea, but at the same time it's more things that you have to do, and it's really complicated. What I'm going to do is follow the prompts on Instagram, and then the ones that I like I will add to my album, but I won't pay too much attention to that. And this is the package in hi Tina, that this is where my elf came. Oh my god, if you don't have an elf, don't get one. Hi Serena, I love your live stream. Uh, and yeah, don't get an elf. I always tell people, not everyone listens, but we were living in Virginia by then, so we had a different address, and I made it look like a legit box, and it came with a little letter. And this little elf is actually, I don't want to, okay. So that little elf, well, it's not a flare button, it's a button that came with a pin back, but I removed the pin back and I used it as a flare button. And I had these stamps, and I have no idea if I gave them away because I'm always destashing, so I don't know if I still have it. This is a very, very chunky pocket. So that's the letter that came with the elf. Hi, Patty. And my daughter, the first time that she opened it. This was a lot of shenanigans, holiday shenanigans that I was documenting with Charlotte. And the quality of my pictures is not that great. So that's one thing that got a little bit better. And I hate the glare. Let me see if I can move it. Yep, still glare. Hi, Kellen. Hi, Kim. And I had, these are Christmas tree stickers, and I backed them together so I wouldn't have like a plain back. And I like this list around home. That's something I might have to look at these prompts and redo them because the girls have changed so much. Layla was just a baby, and my oldest is now a little lady. This is a carrot cake that I made. And I know these were from Fancy Pants, but these are from Julie Bean Soup because they are the ones that do that sort of card thing. And I used to do this to my photos a lot, but I don't know, the quality of the oh god, the jelly roll pens, in my opinion, has gone down. I don't know what's up with that. And I know that these were from I think it was from one of the Project Life kits. The crate paper had more shenanigans with the elf. I do like this cluster right here. And more lists. And this one had a lot of blue because Tumbo sent me these yummy cookies, and and I planned the whole layout around them. And I don't know why I have that quote in there. I think that might have been the Sandy Hook thing that happened. It says, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. By Nelson Mandela. Oh no, that's when Mandela passed away. I'm mixing awful things in here. Bundle up, yeah. I'm not that into crepe paper, but their holiday lines are really, really pretty, and they make me think of October Afternoon, who in my opinion should have been bought by American Crafts and saved, but hey. And I like these cards to write my journaling. And this day it's snow, so I have a QR code that I can scan and watch the video. And I was going to say, and I'll demonstrate, but I'm using my video to record, so I can't. But you get the drill. There's an app, I think it's called QR. No, QR Stuff is where I make them. But I have no idea the one that I think it's QR Reader, the one that I used to read it. Wow, Tina, that is gold. And you had some October Afternoon that you showed me. I'm jealous that I didn't save it. And this photo is awful. Oh my god, it's so dark. That's terrible. And I was at the oh god, Peachy Keen Sam's design team, so I made this baby for a project, and it actually turned out really really cute. And since my little one, that was the tag to her tiny tiny jacket. No, I think it was like it was a suit, like a snow suit. Yeah, she looked like a star. She's always been super tiny. And my daughter helping me bake cookies, the elf, and yeah, that was a day that snow. I hate snow. I know that people love pictures. Yeah, Tina just saves for the future. She doesn't she doesn't hoard. Wow, Elsie Flanagan. I don't think she's Flanagan anymore. Oh, and I like this sticker. I went to Dollar Tree to find Santa stickers and I couldn't find any. And some of those slits are holiday related, but some of them are not, are pretty random. Oh, she's Larson now. Yeah, I'm terrible with names. And look at this hot mess of uh, sewing. That's terrible. I'm not repeating that. And we went to the library. And I was doing my first CHA prep ever. And the elf wrote a letter for the girls saying that they were really nice, that Layla was very brave for the shots that she got. But and I have no idea what video is that. So one thing I have to do is label my videos, or I have no idea. Is it a cookie recipe? Um, more elf things. Pocket, and the fuse was the best thing I ever gotten. But I love this Santa again, and I like this one too. I think that's from Pebbles or something like that. Another dark photos. Why are my photos so dark? Maybe they got dark over time, or maybe I was just scrappy. Oh, I used to print with Fluttershy. No, not Fluttershy is the pony. Shutterfly. You see, this one I label because I learned from my mistakes. And my oldest was really afraid of Santa there, so I'm glad that she took a picture. And of course, I need a little pink in my album because my girls are always dressed uh, in pink. This is my daughter making the ornament that you saw at the beginning. And yeah, I don't know. The more I do this, the better I like everything, the better I get at it. So this first one is not my favorite, but I do like the idea of the list. And that year was, oh, how cool. 6 years ago was the first Frozen. So I'm waiting until December 1st to go see it with my girls. So I can, just so I can put it in my album. Yeah, and I don't have that many pictures of Layla in this album because she was just a baby, and it's hard to take pictures when you're carrying someone. And I made peanut butter blossoms, and these are not my best peanut butter blossom. Thank you for coming, Serena. And so yeah, I wrote the recipe, and this is something I've done in the past two December dailies, that I wrote the recipe for a cookie, and again I got better at making the peanut butter blossoms. And I think that this one was also one of those pin back buttons that I took, and I actually still have a few of those. I think Tina sent me those, the chunky stars. Well, these are resin. Well, or acrylic. They used to be for Pink Fresh Studio. They used to sell acrylics, and they're really pretty. But these are the puffy ones. Those are from Arts, and I have like a big roll of those. So I can send you a few of those. I still have them. I got a giant roll, and I'm still using them. And this is a note that my husband wrote as the elf. The elf had really bad handwriting. And we went to a Christmas Eve party that day, and I took a few pictures with the girls and my daughter. Oh God, that smile. And I like this photo, even though it's incredibly, ridiculously dark. I really like it. And yeah, this see you next year. And this letters are falling off. I have to get back in my album and fix them. This is like a little the night before Christmas story about putting out the cookies and saying goodbye to the elf. Oh, and this is Christmas, of course. Elf doesn't go to school. Well, Santa should homeschool them then. And oh my God, Layla was so tiny in my arms. And this size, Itamar is, no, Layla is about this size now. Because it has always been a little bit bigger. Ah! Than Layla. Oh my God, it's missing an eye. Someone help him. Yeah, my little one was never that crafty. She hated when I used to be like, hey, let's sit down and glue things. She would be like, yeah, no. She likes Play Doh though. And that was my last spread. And if they're born smart, I don't think so. Elves are not born smart. Not the one I have. Maybe I got one of the the ones with defects. I don't like them. So this one was my first one. And for being the first one, it's okay, but I'm a perfectionist and the photos are dark and that's driving me crazy. So I from this one I learned that I wanna check out the reject elf. Yeah, she is. I wanna revisit some of the lists in here and also keep checking them out on Instagram to see what they have this year. And this one I kept it simple because the year before I it was too complicated for me. It was a lot and I think it took me a while to finish it, so that's why this year I thought that I would do something a lot easier. I do like the cover. This is one of my favorite covers. These are items from Pretty Little Studio, and I think they have uh, the the doilies in their shop too, and these they have similars. I don't think they have the same ones, but they do have a lot of vintage die cuts. Yeah, I think it's either the settings or I have no idea what it was, but and I think these photos I well here I think I was still using um I was still using oh my god, do I keep saying Fluttershy? Shutterfly. Freaking pony. And I love this die cut. I got it in a creative retreat kit and it's awesome. And here I didn't have my fuse tool either, so I think I used glue or magic to keep things from falling off. Oh, here I use a little bit of glue, you can tell. Yeah, you can make your own album. You can buy two chipboard covers and just use rings, whatever works for you. A lot of people are doing the Coptic binding. So it's whatever works for you. Oh, traveler's notebooks. I love the 4x4 mini albums and they're adorable, but they don't work for me because they're so tiny. Oh, this, a lot of people I think have done this. the idea. And I think I did it in one of them too again because I liked how it turned out. But yeah, the album has to be your choice, uh, and if you don't, if you're gonna keep the book together like a vintage book, you should either cut some pages from the inside or make sure that you don't use bulky embellishments because then it will be too chunky to close. Thank you. And these I printed, this one I printed in vellum, and I like how it turned out. And I used these cards all throughout the book, and these were like a, it looked like a pack of cards, like playing cards, and it was from Pretty Little Studio. I don't think they have them anymore. I do love these word flags embellishments. They're really nice. And I think that I started recently the Pretty Little Studio design team, and that's why I use so many things from them. But I do love this cards and the more vintage illustrations. And I use like a weird filter in these photos, but I kind of like it. They look very old school. And I used the same one for this photo. Oh, and this year I did book advent, which is that I wrap 24 books or 25 and I read one each day. And that's pretty cool, but it's exhausting to wrap. So I think that what I did a few years ago was to give them a scavenge hunt list so they could find a book about Santa, a book about the night before Christmas, a book about gingerbread or food, and that was a lot easier because that way they chose what they wanted to read. And I use my typewriter a lot to uh, type the journaling. I can't hold this. Okay, there we go. And I like this layout. I don't know why I don't use it often. This year I'm using a Studio Calico one, but I'm still going to use my Simple Stories um, page protectors because the Studio Calico ones are kind of like cloudy. Maybe not, but I think they are. Oh, that day the elf got sick, which is awesome because then you just make it lie in there and they don't do anything. Um, Pictures of the book. She used my washi tape to make some snowflakes, and then she took a silly picture with the washi tape. And more reading. And the bad thing about this book is that, yeah, it was simple and I was able to catch up. But for me, this is kind of boring to make. It's fine to look at, and I watch plenty of simple videos, but for me, it was really boring because it was just elves and books. And yeah, I love the cards, the vintage ones. They still have a few vintage holiday items, but I don't think they have those. And oh, those tiny stars are so cute. I don't know what happened to them. I don't have them anymore. I have other little stars. And the same. It's boring. So my takeout for this album is to not be boring because it's the same formula all around, which works for some people, but for me, I don't like it. So it's the card, journaling, the little flags for sticker, elf, and book. And she made a washi tape tree. I don't know if I have that in the back, but I don't think so, but we'll see. Oh, and this is the first year that I added cards to my album. Oh, and this is a gingerbread that she made up. Well, she made it here with me, but it was for school. Yeah, the elf needs to take more sick days. And she ate all the cookies. That's all she does. She eats and spills and climbs things. I love these little presents from Freckle Fawn. I don't know if they have them anymore. I should check out their shop. Oh, and my daughter made a little, or the elf. I don't know. Someone made a parlor bead Christmas tree. And same old book, Elf, Elf and Nutella, another book, The Night Before Christmas, and I think we got them those books. And oh, my daughter misspelled Santa Claus, and it's the cutest thing ever. I love children's handwriting. It's terrible but adorable. And some pictures. Oh my god, where is Layla in this album? I think this is the first photo I've seen of her. That's terrible. Oh my god. I am going to parenting hell. Well, yeah, that year I had Layla. She was living with us. I don't know why. Well, yeah. And she got a few presents too. And I did like this smaller photo. So that is one thing that I could get from this album. The last book. And this is the picture of the Christmas day. And here are, okay, so this is a Christmas chain that she had at school. They had like little loops of paper, and each day she would take one off. And at the end, all she had was this, so I kept it in my album. I have cards in here. This one was from Tumbo. I also have things that Itamar made, like the whole cookies for Santa. That's Rudolph. Obviously, if you see the sticks, that's Rudolph. Oh, there's something in here. No idea what. Oh, this is Santa. It's Santa. Yeah. And nope, I don't want to show people's addresses in there. So I'm gonna show the rest just in case I accidentally show that. I love those presents. I wish they brought them again. So only thing I got from this one was to maybe do a few more layouts of those tiny tiny photos, the 2x2s. And one of the prompts in the list from last book was around my house, so I could do that list plus those little pictures. I could also do them in circles, so possibilities. Okay, so 2015, and I got this monster because the two previous albums were simple stories, but they were the regular Snap albums. This was the holiday album, and I'm honestly sad that they don't do this kind of plain cover anymore. They do the wood grain one and ones that are already decorated, because one of my favorite things to do is decorate the cover. So these items are from Fancy Pants, and these are from Colored Cast Designs, which, by the way, I will be stocking during Black Friday because I need acrylics. I don't have, I have like two. It's sad. It's pathetic. So this washi is from Freckle Fawn. Oh, and this is where I repeated the cover again. This is so chunky. If you look at this, it wants to explode. Like, it's crazy. Wait. Okay. And I use more Pretty Little Studio. Of course, I had to use the elf. It's kind of hard to show this from here. Okay. I don't know how to put my album in a way that will show everything. Okay, now I think. Oops. And this was a second intro page, which I think I've also done in other books, but I really like how this one turned out. This is from the papers that come in the regular binders, but I love this cover. I probably like it even more than the shaker pocket, which is weird because I love a shaker pocket, and I got a fuse tool. Life changer. And which I probably got for the year before, but I didn't notice because it was a snooze fest. So again, we did the advent calendar thing, and Charlotte had to wrap all those presents. When I say Charlotte, you know what I mean. Charlotte. I love these numbers from Pretty Little Studio. They were transparencies, and I love them. I love these flags too. They're perfect for journaling. And I also was documenting the books here. So I have books for both, and hopefully Layla's in this album. Like, I feel awful. Oh my god. I'm glad she wasn't looking at those. And the elf just hanging out. And I like this sort of banner, word banner situation I have going on in here. And these flare buttons are also from Pretty Little Studio. And I had to use a little bit of yellow in this page because the elf drew in the bananas. I know, poor Layla. But here, she's here already. Yay, sort of. And she's here too. So you see, this year I remember her. In my defense, the year before she was always in the baby carrier and I had to carry her everywhere. So she was in my back. That's why she wasn't in the photos. And the elf was doing snow angels with perler beads. She was still stuck in there. So the girls were doing things on perler things too. And mostly they did a bunch of ornaments for the Christmas tree. This year there was a few handmade embellishments in the tree. Yeah, and Layla was sick that day. She looks so sad. But we put up the Christmas tree. Oh, and here I have a little picture of Layla. She was throwing up. And each year, one of my daughters puts the topper. So one year was, I think that was Etha, and then the next year was Layla, and they take turns. I added this die cutting here. I think it was from another card, one of those stencil cards. And this is from the Christmas tree. I like fake trees because I will kill plants and then set my house on fire if I ever think about getting a real tree. And also this year I use an app to add things to my layout. I think it was called Little Moments. But the thing is that I was doing a lot of editing. And my husband was away, so we took a picture of us talking on FaceTime. And I love this. This is from Freckle Fawn. It's a transparency. I still have a few of those, so I could use them just like that, layer them over paper or a photo. And this is a Christmas tree that my daughter drew, and Layla drew on the other side. And I think this is from photo papers. So if you can see, my photos are better-ish. A little bit better than they were. You know what? Screw that. They were a lot better than the past 2 years. And in in here I had a 4x4, but I had a 4x6 pocket, so I fused an inch to each side, and actually that looks pretty cool. And this is a layout that Charlotte made because she's a scrapbooker too. If you ever see a thumbs down on my videos, it was Charlotte. And these are the wish list for Ita. She was doing yoga. It's very stressful for else. And books that we read. This is way back when I started lettering, and that was oh my god, that was printable for paper issues. So I might have to redo this year and do a better version of that. And here more editing, and I love that. I think that was the first year that Elsa froze Charlotte. It wasn't the last time. We read Olivia. We love Olivia. So that one was Olivia Helps with Christmas. And we recommend every Olivia book. And Ita was reading to her sister. She's such a good big sister. And this was my first gingerbread house ever. And I have to say that I'm a natural. I should go pro with gingerbread houses. I don't know why, because I'm a pretty mediocre baker, but that was pretty good. And she packed Itamar's lunch. It was all leftover candy from Halloween, which I still have a lot of candy. How do people eat their candy like on a sitting? That's crazy. And this, I layered 2 cards from Pretty Little Studio. This was the number, and behind I used this pattern paper with the wood. Did I glue it together? No, I didn't glue it together. So I think that looks, I mean, you can see it. I have to put it down a little bit. Yeah, still you can see it. And this was Layla eating the candy of the house while we were making it. And I always, whenever we do gingerbread house, I keep the packaging, and this one had the perfect cutout on the side. So, and I should have backed this, but that's fine. I also made this for paper issues, and honestly I'm gonna do that again and see if I can use it in my album. Merry Christmas, Amelia Bedelia, the dumbest lady in the universe. But I do love those stories. And I love these little frame too. And I added more things in here. Oh, Charlotte brought tiny donuts from the North Pole. They are Cheerios with icing and little sprinkles. Like if your elf wants to make them. Rudolph, of course, and I just put a little red dot on this reindeer from Pretty Little Studio. And these, I love this mix. I think I got these from Beth Watson or Marie Browning. I can't remember. One of them made a project and they had a sequence, and she said, here, I have some extra. I'm like, cool. And these are from Color Cast Designs, and I didn't know back then that you were supposed to take off the little sticker on the back, so I left them in there. And I am very tempted to open it and take it off, but it's not worth it. This is another printable I made that I also want to repeat. And these are 3 layers, a card, one of the Pretty Little Studio Transparency, and a reindeer, and I love how that turned out. And I have a bag here. I have no idea what's in here. Oh, Tumbo sent me a present, a delicious present, and I kept the packaging of the items in here. It was so good. It was from a company in Georgia. Here you can see the picture here, and it was everything so delicious. And I got these. These are from no, Pink Fresh Studio. I keep confusing those two. And I still have some of them. I love them. I wish they made them again. Olivia Counts Down to Christmas. And actually every year we read that book because she has like a list of things that she needs to get through before the holidays. So we read it to like see where we're at in the holidays. She loves carbs. That's her favorite food group. And another shaker pocket. I don't have those little white stars anymore, but I have some different ones, and I use them a lot. If you saw my sequin mix video, you saw those too. And I also wanted to use some of my regular Project Life cards. So these were from the High Five Core Kit, and they went really well with it. It's green and happy and black and white, and it also has red, more pictures of them in bed reading the the book of the day. On the 18th is the elf's birthday, so that's something to do in December for your elf. Like if she has a birthday in December too, she could have a party with stacked Oreos and icing, which Layla ate the icing out, but and my oldest made an ornament and she got tangled inside of that. We also went to the library. We didn't check out any books. We just wanted to go and hang out. We went to Target and I got the little sticker, so I thought it would be a good thing to add in there. And again, these cards are from High Five. I think I was sick. That always happens. Well, not always, but there's a lot of times where I get sick and tired of the same holiday collections. So I start to look through my regular stash. Like all these cards are also from High Five. This is from Freckle Fawn. This is just another one of those transparencies. I love this photo. It's so cute. And I mailed some letters that day. My daughters made ornaments. And by the way, this year I'm going to have a second Christmas tree because so for my daughters, and I'm going to put all the handmade embellishments they have made before, like this little house. I do have my daughter's name is Itamar. There's no name for that, like for Layla's. So I have one that says firstborn. And on the bottom, which I don't like, says mom's favorite. That they're both my favorite, just depends on the day. And these are items from Freckle Fawn too. And this card is from Pink Fish Studio. And I like this. These are from Chanel that I know. And I have no idea if this is from Chanel too, but more from High Five. I always keep the tags for their jammies and things that they get, sweaters and things like that. She had a ticket to watch Polar Express at school, so I kept it. She kept it and she gave it to me, and she's like, for your album. And I'm like, I have trained you well. This year my elf will make more snowflakes. I know that for sure. And this stack of mail, the same size as Layla. I love that photo because she's just peeking out. And again, this came in her shirt, so I added to the album. And this is a Simple Stories frame, and I love those frames. I bought some from Snow and Coco, and I want to use them like that. And for my QR codes, always cool to put the weather, no matter how sucky it is. But that's pretty good. 61 in December, it's awesome. She gave something to her teacher. I can't remember what it was, but she made her own wrapping paper by drawing on it with crayons. And every year, the elf brings jammies and popcorns and a movie. So this is the book that we read on the 23rd, the 24th, and our Christmas tree. And yeah, everything that was around. Oh, they look so tiny. And I kept the photos. I actually embellished them, especially this one that was a little bit excessive, but yeah. And I love this photo. My husband was putting Elmo to sleep and telling Layla to keep it down. This is another freebie that I made for paper issues, and this is Christmas Day. I always put the QR code, and I always save the little tags for the important toys because shockings are not in anymore. I don't know if you know that. Now it's the LOLs and I don't know what other stuff that we don't need. And then we have at the end the cards that my daughter made me and the cards that I received. So this album got a little bit better than the last two. What I got from this one is that I'm going to remake a few of those printables that I made for paper issues. And I like the little layouts. I started making them that year and I really like how they turned out. And that was 2015. This is 2016. And this is the puffy stars that were in the pocket. I just cut them in a little triangle and I used them in a pocket. Thank you, Patty. I'm sorry your Wi-Fi sucks. I checked mine so many times and figured that hopefully my data will kick in. And I love this page. Out of the little squares that I've done, this one has been my favorite. And I am so sad that this year Pretty Little Studio doesn't have any of these acrylic pieces because they're perfect. They're some of the best that I've seen around. But I did hoard these peppermints so I could use forever. And I love how they covered this giant picture of the girls just looking at the Christmas tree. And this is one of my favorite December daily pictures ever because their hair is a mess, but I don't know, you kind of can see like the magic, even though you're not looking at their face, like you can see the magic. And I like this bokeh effect, which I can't find the app to do that. That was a specific app, and now they don't have it. Oh, and it got stuck. Okay. And this is paper from Bella Boulevard. That's the one thing about the Simple Stories album. They sort of close. But I prefer that to the floppiness of Studio Calico. So I live far away from my family, so I like to include their pictures and the pictures of the Christmas tree in our albums. So this was my mom's, and she took a picture of a really cute Santa, and then my sister had a tree. This year I have a lot of Simple Stories things because I was on their design team. And I love how I use the enamel dots for the nose and the eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but I also use them for this Christmas tree balls. They look pretty cute. And I completely changed my Christmas tree, so it's a good reminder. I think I got this giant card from my friend Michelle, and I love them. I wish I could find more. That would be really cute for the album. There was a snowball fight between the elves and other animals. This year I tried s'mores cookies and they were so good. They are delicious. And whenever I put a new recipe, I have to type it down in case I want to find it again and they change the blog or something like that. I love these. These are uh, adhesive brats and they are from Simple Stories and I love them because you don't have the pokey thing on the back and you can put it back to back and then you have like a double-sided bubble that you can put in your pocket. In this year I was also doing the Advent book thing. And then one day Ita would open it and the next day it was Layla's turn since she was a little bit older and they have to find 12 candy canes that Charlotte hid around. I still have a few of these numbers. I think they were from Heidi Swap or something like that, but I really like them. She got frozen for a second time. And all these cards are from Pretty Little Studio. And these two. And this, I have a bunch of Ellie Studio cards around that I don't use as often as I should. So I decided this year that I was going to put some of them in my stash so I could use. Charlotte was making tiny cards. And she was rolling down the stairs. And she put tumble tabs on the wheels to hold the skate in there. And we had breakfast with Santa and Layla didn't go because we went to an activity the week before and she was terrified of Santa, like she's screaming. I'm like, yeah, we're not going through that again. I like this little staple flap thing. I absolutely love this and I want to recreate this. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it. I might copy the thing exactly, but I really like how it turned out. Oh, and this year everything melted. We had a Shopkins gingerbread house thing and that wasn't that great. And so yeah, this is the little invitation to go have breakfast with Santa. More Pretty Little Studio stuff. I love these words. These are from Heather. Hello, Heather. I love her handwriting. And I don't blame Baby Mouse trying to blend Charlotte. And this is more, you see that? I wish you could see the chunkiness. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna get really close. Thank you, Phoebe. I love your name. Okay, so this is the white acrylic word, and this is a green one from Ellie Studio, and you can see that the thickness of the, I don't know if you can see it, but it's thicker and they're so pretty. And a bunch of these things are also from the Tinsel Town collection, which is from Ashley Horton for Pretty Little Studio. Okay. So these are from Freckle Fawn, the little acrylic pieces. And my daughter made a countdown list like Olivia did in her book about things that we need to do for Christmas. Back when Polyvore existed, Charlotte and Baby Mouse created like a little board for them to be inspired by fashion. Thank you, Kim. You see, this album, I got a little bit more into it than the first too. Like the more I do it, the more comfortable I am with it. And this is the moment that I reach in every book when I'm like, I hate holiday things. I don't want to do it. So this day was her birthday, so I just used colorful things from Studio Calico. All of these are Studio Calico except this one. This one is from Ali Studio. This one in the corner. Yeah. And more Studio Calico things. And this is the house, and it looks really pretty on the box, but and this one I did add the back because it has the instructions, and then you can cut out little Shopkins and put them in there. This is a recipe for whipped shortbread cookies, and my friend Kathy gave me that recipe, and she moved away. I love her so much. I miss her so much. But hey, and then I love these little flaps too. I love the different sizes. So in here you can say that I got a little bit way too adventurous, but I do love it. And in here I started doing a cookie-thon every year, so I would give cookies to my daughter's teachers, the mailman, some of my neighbors, and that's just the prep for the whole thing. And I love this giant pictures. I love giant pictures, but the thing is, they take so much space because obviously it's a giant photo, but I'm still gonna do a few of them. And oh, this got stuck in here. Ah, just a little bit. Okay, cool. So this is on the 24th. The girls call Santa. They got new jammies, which, by the way, should be... Oh, I thought I put a picture in here, but... Oh, because it has a flippy pocket. And this is how she wrapped the presents. And I have this divider for... Where did you... Baby Mouse. Where did I get Baby Mouse? I know she's a character from a book, and I think I got her on Amazon, or my sister got her for her. I can't remember. I think I'm almost sure that it was either Amazon or my sister got it. So I love these clear pages from Pretty Little Studio. And on the next few albums, I'm going to start abusing them. So just hold in there. So I added doily and the number 25. And I did the same on the other side. That's one thing that I like about these. They're not another weird color on the back. They're the same color. So I love how that looks. A little tag. I love these tag layouts. They're simple, but they're fun. And I use way too many flare buttons in here. I have 2 in here and I have 2 in here. But I like this one with her really big in front of the tree. Jeez, get back. Yeah. And then just the tree. And of course I had to do a little pocket in here with the word Christmas. For girls opening presents. And I love the crazy expressions that they do while they open. That's what I normally don't say, oh, hold this and let's take a picture, because their normal reactions are so much better. And I told her to write a little bit about it. Those tags, I found them in Tuesday Morning like 3 years ago. Like 3 years, what? This is from 2016. So yeah, 3 years ago. I still have like 2 left, and I am suffering because I haven't found them anymore. I think they're from Ranger, and I kept looking and looking and everywhere, and I can't find them. So my daughter wrote her favorite gift, but whenever I ask her to write something, it's like pulling teeth. It's like so difficult. Like she hates me for making her write stuff on the holiday. Well, I didn't do it on the same December 25th, but and that's where the 25th book was, where the cookies were, where we left the milk. And the shopkeeper came with uh, these kind of eight debit cards that are not debit cards, but I kept them, and I also made a little spread. And my neighbor gave me olive olive oil, like handmade. I don't know what it had, herbs like that. It was really good. I know I ate it, but I kept the tag in there. Some more things that came with the items we bought. Oh, she wrote a story about oh, what size? What size are they? They are 8 by 3.5, I think. So Ita wrote a story about how to make the Grinch happy, and I kept the story, and I kept the Grinch. So cute. And this is a little something that she did at school. Oh, and she did that too. That's funny. I didn't remember that. And she's an elf. That's so cute. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, that's a way to put it in your album. Completely forgot about that. So this album, I think one of my favorites. I know it's the favorite one so far for me. Okay. And what I don't like is these things move. I need to put adhesive on them because they move all over the place. But then if they're too big, they won't fit on the side. And another simple story is Monster. For this one, I use as the Brilliance ink. Let me show you. This ink with stamps the on the cover of the album, and then I use this die cut from, I think it's from the Silhouette store. I know that I think it was Lindsay Fonseca who used it in a layout, and I thought it was so pretty that I wanted to use it in the cover. And she did a really pretty like way of filling out her card file, and I said, "Can I straight up steal the idea from you?" And she said, "Yeah, of course." And this is from Freckle Fawn. These are just stickers. I think they're from Amy Tangerine. And these letters are from Freckle Fawn. And they keep popping up. It drives me crazy. Every time I grab this album, I'm like, yeah, stay down. Because they like curve. And push the album back. This one's another chunky album. So I did that same 2x2 little pockets fill out technique. I love these stars, and I even use paper clips, which is weird, but I like how it looks. And a blank. Oh, I have this. It's cheer tradition moments, and that's from Pretty Little Studio. I think it was like either a scrap or one of those bookmarks they sell. And this is the bottom of my Christmas tree. The girls put up the ornaments and they just left the top bare and then shoved everything at the bottom. So I took a picture, and then when they went to sleep, of course, I switched it because, you know. And so I love this. These are favorite holiday things. And mine were the blue ones. My husband was this one. Layla was the green one. And Ita was the red one. And I think Layla was in pre-K here. Yeah. So this is them decorating the Christmas tree before the holidays. So that's fine. And this year the elf planned a vacation. She was gonna travel the whole month, and not be here. But then my daughter got way too sad, both of them, and she had to come back. So I'm gonna show you a few of the things that she sent because she went on a trip. So she wrote them a little message that she was in vacation, and then she went to France and met a nice French elf. Oh, and I even wrote it, and Charlotte learned a little bit of French and wrote that. Don't judge Charlotte's French. Again, she's a reject elf. No, it's okay. Well, after 2 days of vacation, even though she works so hard, she had to come back. And that's what I wrote in here. Because every day, Charlotte was planning to send her a little message, but the girls didn't want that. So in here, I have my mom's tree, my sisters, and my other sister with my chunky, beautiful little niece. And I also use in this album a bunch of In a Creative Bubble, and I love her stuff. Like this is from her. Uh, Charlotte bought a tiny tree so the girls could decorate it. And these are some books that we got at the library because she gave them. I love this giant photo in 2 pages. So she said, "Oh, I forgot to bring your Christmas books. Can you go get them yourself? Because I was on vacation and you interrupted." So I got pictures of them at the library. I kept the little note she that she made, and then the picture of her and the Christmas tree. And these were just a few things that I enjoyed that year during the holidays. The Chick-fil-A chocolate chip milkshakes, the peppermint. Oh my god, it's so good. The girls watch the Radio City Christmas Spectacular with the Rockettes so many times, and I got that photo from online. Oh, and I should have used better adhesive for that. Like instead of the regular one, the the extreme. Oh no, I think these were the stickers, so that's why I didn't put adhesive. So I should have used adhesive. Okay, I'll fix that later. And this is that day Charlotte got my phone and she took a bunch of pictures of herself. She should have her own Instagram. She could be an influencer. And I did a collage of all the silly pictures she took. And she posted to my Instagram too. That day she was reading a fashion magazine while she was enjoying her new outfit. And this is the tiny magazine that she got. And I love this tiny magazine. Let me see if I can. So it has Winter Elf Fashion, Freeze, Don't Get Caught Moving, Best Christmas Songs this year. It says exercises for better flying and 10 ways to spread Christmas cheer. Oh, faster routes to the North Pole. And it says December 2017. It has some things inside. And then a Target ad, because that's the main sponsor for the Elf magazine, Target. That's where they sell all their clothes. And she got in our car and wrote some things. I'm not into Christmas music, but this album was really, really good for Mindy Gledhill, Winter Moon. And this is a different way to put my date on the card. A little elf my daughter drew. And I love this photo. They're really close. I love these numbers. They're from well, the cut is from Pretty Little Studio. I don't think that cut has been there in a while. So this is the gingerbread house that we made this year. And on the back, I posted pictures of the result because we only made one. And these die cuts are from Kat Martin. I love her die cuts. I wish she made papers and journaling cards too. That would have been so cool. I also mixed it up with a bunch of freckle fawn. Oh, actually, we made two. Yeah. Ethan made this one and I helped Layla. Well, I put all the frosting in. Layla just jammed candy in there. And we did it. It was like a school activity, a holiday movie. And we love that movie. These are my neighbor brought me some cookies her kids made. And that neighbor moved too. Like I swear to God, every time I like someone, they move away. Um, Another Cat Marting die cuts. This is from Freckle Fawn, and this is Freckle Fawn paper. And I love this paper so much. I should check their website to see if they have that kit available. Uh, the girls made ornaments. So this is the one. I think I made this one. Ithamar made this one, and then Layla made this one. We had snow that day, and I love this little sweater. That's from Freckle Fawn, and I love how the number looks on top. My daughter learned how to play Jingle Bells in the recorder. I love these. I think they are from Allie's studio, except this one, which is from Color Cast Designs. And again, that's another thing that I will be stocking during Black Friday. And I love stitching the numbers. That's something I want to try to do this year too. Charlotte Potter. This is from In a Creative Bubble, and this too. But this was from Kat Marting and Freckle Fawn. And here I have my daughter's got from the elf some ornaments, machine ornaments. They are like the blind bag sort of thing. So I kept the packaging in there. And then I printed this giant photo. And I printed the other one. These are the ornaments wrapped. My daughters were playing this. Actually, Layla plays this game a lot. It's from Sagomini, and they have a holiday version during the holidays. So I take a screenshot. Charlotte always eats the house. We had a little photo shoot session because the Christmas cheer was a little bit down. So to get a little bit happier, they put on those headbands and took some pictures. This one is also a game that they can play during December. This is from Pinkfish Studio, and they did like a Nutcracker version of school. So Layla was the Sugar Plum Fairy, and she got dizzy. It was so thing. And what I do is that I put it on YouTube as listed, and only the people that have either the link or this QR code can watch it. So, and also the teacher gave them an extra copy of the Nutcracker for them. We took pictures with Santa. Oh my God, we were in that line so long. It was awful, but yeah. More cookies, and I love cutting pictures and recipes with the circle die. I love it, and I wanna try to do. I'm not gonna do exactly the same thing because I already did it, but I'm gonna use the circle photos again. That day they were making cookies, so she had M&M stuffed in her mouth. And that's Cookie-thon again, what I do every year. Layla with a Christmas sweater that I recently gave away because she grew. She was just laying down with a teddy bear. This is another game that my daughters play a lot, and they had a winter, my God, a holiday box. So I took a picture. They have PJ day at school. The elf also brought some PJs, and in here in this pocket, I have this um, paper clip, which is from Freckle On, but it just has the slippers and the pajama tickets and tags. Oh dear. I'll just clip them down that way they don't come out of the pocket. But I also took a photo of the PJs, and this was, I asked Siri where was Santa, and she said he's heading south and north and east and west. Actually, it's a big night. So we had a few filter photos, and then we got the call from Santa, and we have this shaker pocket. And I love how this shaker pocket turned out. A picture of the Christmas tree, a picture of the slippers, and I love this little photo shoot they have going on. This transparency was from the Messy box, and I cut the number, I think from that Pretty Little Studio cut file, but with freckle font paper, a giant photo, because you know how much I love those, but this one is my favorite. Then I have shaker pocket and more Christmas photos. And of course, the Shopkins come with a little checklist, so I always save the checklist. They also got some shop things, so I kept the packaging, and this is just more packaging thing and cards that we got, and also this fell from their headband, so I just added that to the album, and with other things they made. And this album was also a lot of fun. One thing that Charlotte should do again is bring her magazines here to see what's new with elf villages and stuff. But next year I do have to calm my pants down with the embellishing because it's too much and my album's barely close. So this is my only album that is not from Simple Stories. It's a Studio Calico album, and I keep moving this. And it's a Studio Calico album. I don't like it because it's sort of floppy. I've complained about that enough. So this year I'm using another Studio Calico, but it's different. It's not fabric, so I'm hoping it's a little bit better. This is just a big die cut from Cat Martin, and then I added some little stars and some enamel dots as the Christmas ornaments and the year, and that's it. Super simple. My most simple cover by far. Just a little layout with, I think, the bottom. I know the bottom alphas are thicker from Dear Lizzie, but I know that I think this ones are from Crate Paper. Okay, I'm sorry that I keep pushing the camera. I'm just losing it. But this is over the Harry Potter Christmas tree. And I wish I made this like a huge 6x8. I don't know why I made it so small. I know that I wanted different sizes, but would have been better. This is the whole thing, and I'm using Holly Jolly for a bunch of these items. I use the these pockets are for the 4x6 albums of simple stories, but I use them in this one. Again, uh, last year Layla put the topper. This year was Idamar's turn, and since this year is completely different tree from any other tree that I ever had or the one before, I documented the ornaments that were most important. This is a Harry Potter Christmas tree, so we have the slithering because each person in my house is a different one. I'm a Ravenclaw, my husband's a Gryffindor, my little one is slithering, and my oldest is a Hufflepuff. So we need representation from everyone. Of course, the owls, gillyweed potions, uh, mermaids, and eggs. I made these wands from scratch, and I'll show a closer picture soon. Of course, the Helena Ravenclaw's tiara and potions and the Christmas tree and keys with wings, and I made those myself, the ones with wings. And here are the ones I made. I used chopsticks and hot glue and beads and other things. And I also use from In a Creative Bubble, I use her Potterhead cards, so they would go perfect with the Christmas tree. This is a 3x4 where I printed that. I think it's like, I don't know, like it's not, it's bigger than a 6x4, and I love this. This is from, oh my god, Freckle Fawn. So this year we took pictures with Santa very early. So this is all pre-December. We haven't even gotten to December yet, but I didn't want to wait a whole hour. Actually, I think we waited 2 hours the year before this, and we weren't even planning to take pictures. We were at a mall, and they had Santa, and we bought this. So we quickly went to the bathroom and just took the pictures, no lines, nothing. And I like how the Santa looks. It looks like a wise Santa from a Hallmark movie. And this is, they gave them a little crown to wear, so I folded that and punch holes and put it in there. This is more Pretty Little Studio, my bookmark things. More Christmas trees from my mom and my sister. They both switched trees. And the story about going to the mall and taking pictures with Santa. And I think this is day one. Yep, this is day one. Where's, oh, here's the one. So we also got a Harry Potter advent calendar, and the first one was Harry, so I took this picture because I'm a super nerd. So I have like a Harry Potter display with the Mirror of Erised, so I staged the thing. I know it's lame, but this is from In a Creative Bubble, and so is this. This is actually from Doodlebug, and I love these little houses. These elves are from Target, and I love the staple star. Gives it like a little bit of dimension, and that's from Freckle Fawn. And this is more In a Creative Bubble, and I have so many things from her because I love her designs. And the good thing about digital is that you can switch the colors. Like, for example, this, oh, it's not exactly the same card. I thought this one was this one, but I do switch colors a lot. And I also wanted to like put less focus on the elf, and I wanted to have a smaller album than the year before, because the year before was a monster, and this is me trying to control myself, so you can imagine. Um, so yeah, I took a picture of the pancakes the elf made for the girls with leftover Halloween candy, the elf in the car, the elf hang shoes from a light, and I have these snarky stickers from Tim Holzer, the little word stickers that I love using for her photos. And I love this giant picture of Layla, so that's what I printed that big of photo. So I took one photo for that day because she had her winter concert, and I made like a little divider because there are quite a few pictures in here of that on uh, on the album. So I put the the washi tape in there so I could punch the holes. This is a picture of the whole chorus, and I love how I filled this O with the principal. And I have a smaller one of those that go in the 4x6 album, and it was just a little reminder that my daughter practiced a lot for the winter concert, and she did so well. We were so proud of her. And in here, I have the program. So I have another picture of her. This is from Bella Boulevard. And then I added the picture program. And I also took a bunch of other photos that, because that would have been like a tiny mini album by itself. So I just figured that I would put them inside the this pocket. Now I can get it back in. Whoop. Okay. Let me get out everything that I have in here because I have quite a few, and a few of the photos look like the photos that I show, so that's why I thought it wasn't necessary to add those pictures in there. And her teacher posted this photo on Dojo, which I was so grateful for. And the quality is not the best, but you can see the pictures of her friends and classmates. And then I put a picture of myself, which I don't know if you noticed, but I think that's my first December daily picture. I don't think I was in the other ones. So maybe this year I can take at least one picture that I can add to the album. This is another little layout with the tag. She stole my shake because she's a thief. And on day 11, she wanted to join the Quidditch team, so she was riding a broom that I have on my tree. And again, these are the in a creative bubble Potterhead uh, printables. So you don't have to only use holiday things. And then she's next to Hagrid, and he's saying, "You're a wizard, Charlotte." And I love this photo of my daughter while she's playing the flute, and Charlotte is hanging out there looking at her, very creepy. Oh, and I also use, you'll see it better here. I use a few black little stars in this mix. And I also have, can't move them, some musical notes, um, acrylics from Color Cast Design. So the sequin mixes I made before, like I said in the video, if you haven't seen it, there are guidelines. I can always add those little black stars to my candy cane mix or the other ones. So again, a little stitching. Now, Layla drew a picture of her class elf, and her name was Trixie, so I took a little picture of that and I typed that maybe she's related to Charlotte. So I got this at Target. That way the girls could write their letters to Santa. I love holiday socks. I love socks way too much. It's kind of lame. But during Spirit Week, they have crazy sock days, so I got them holiday socks. Charlotte is working on her fitness. She make a rock climbing wall with bows. I cut this picture in circles, and I love how this turned out. This is transparency from Pretty Little Studio, and I put these two insect photos in there, and they look like they're floating, but they have that little transparency. I love that. So I might steal that idea from me again this year. We forgot Charlotte's birthday on the 18th, so we made it up to her, and the girls drew pictures about her birthday, which I kept in the album too. Another closer picture. The little tiny shiny pockets. I love different pages and sizes. More cookie pictures, and this year I made polvorones, and I also have polvorones with frosting, and I got this recipe also from my friend Kathy, so I put it at the end. And then I have a giant cookie photo and more doodlebug design with Cat Martin with Pretty Little Studio, and someone made a banner like this either on a layout or their December daily, and I copied that, and it looked really cool, and now I can't remember who it was. uh, we got cookies for our mailman, and my daughter wrote Miss to Mr. Mailman, and it looked so cute. She drew a heart. That day, Voldemort tried to kill Charlotte, but I don't think he's a very good killer. He missed Harry and Charlotte, so I think he should like switch careers. We went to the movies to see both The Grinch and Spider-Man, and I did the same thing with the flip pocket and the washi tape, and I did this frame around the ticket with the fuse, and I added some sequins, and this turned out so cool. This is something I want to try again, and these are just screenshots of the okay of the movies, and here I have something to pull out, but I can't because it's pictures of the girls at school, and all I have is friends and then like a flip pocket with washi, but I'm not going to show it because it has some of her classmates, and I don't want to show that. And every year it gets warmer. I'm hoping this year that happens too because it's been too cold lately. These are again in a creative bubble printables, and this one too. And we took the photos for this little photo shoot, and I love how this turned out. This was so cool. My daughter didn't take out so many because she was feeling a little bit sick, but the little one went full ham, and I love how those photos turned out. I went to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts on the 23rd, so I documented that. And they always have these holiday things. I didn't take a picture of my cup, which is like, I failed at December Daily just by that. I love this layout with the little 2x2s, and I alternated the circles with the squares, and then I have two pictures. And those again are from In a Creative Bubble as these. And this is again from the Potterhead printable. That's an age for Hogwarts, and she was in the tree experiencing the magic, and she bought the girls, like always, some jammies, movies, and socks. And I kept the tagging here, and I put it out of the pocket because it's Grinch. It's too cute. And this is how they were wrapped. And she also bought a plate for the girls to leave some cookies for Santa. And this is my 25 divider, which I'm going to keep doing every year from now on. I really like it. These uh, clear pages from Prelude Studio are awesome. And then you get a few sizes. You get to peek behind this big photo with this journaling card, this picture of Layla. Actually, both girls, but you can only see Layla. So, and on the other side, I can cover it with a little die cut. But next year, I'm gonna cover this wood veneer with Posca markers too. So I love this photo, blurry, and it says today's full of possibilities. And this giant photo, this is the bottom of the tree, so you can see all the presents, and then the full tree, and a picture of them. I think someone posted a picture of their kid like this on Facebook, and I'm like, great, I'm gonna steal that idea. But next year, I mean this year, what I'm gonna do is flip all the papers so it's not a bunch of white paper too. And this is where you can see the Christmas video, some more Christmas photos and expressions. What I can do next year also is do like a flip thing so I don't have too many of these pocket pages. And I keep saying next year, and it's this year. So for Christmas, we, my husband and I, got the girls as a present a trip to Disney World, and we were gonna go to Universal too. So we got them ready with their shirts, and this is actually a picture of after Christmas. But let me show you. They got their robes. Of course, I had to fix Layla's because she's so tiny. And I also took a photo of them in front of the tree, and I love these pockets too. And this, they got a Super Mario Kart Monopoly game, and I love the perspective of this photo, like really close, but you can still see her. So it was a lot of fun. And back here we have all the miscellaneous of the gift wrapping, things they made, letters we received, wrapping paper. I also have this because I got obsessed with this candy during the holidays. And I also kept the advent calendar, and this is, she got a Adobe for Christmas, so I kept the little packaging. So this is the last one. Thank you to those of you who hung out for so long. I know that I talked a lot, but I did got to think about things that I've done that I want to do it again. So I hope you got some ideas from this. If you have any questions about the products or things that I use, or you're stuck with ideas, you can leave me a comment and I'll help you out. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you good luck with your December daily too, and have an awesome Sunday. Bye. Wait, let me close this. I'm gonna have to sit on it. Okay. And this year I'm gonna do less bulking. I'll try. Thank you. Bye.